Hey Aquanuts, welcome back to a very special Tip Tuesday where we will be talking about Hurricane Ian and your swimming pool. But this is going to apply to most storms wherever you are in the country, although in this video I'm going to be focused on Florida since that's where I am right now and that is where Hurricane Ian is heading. Number one, your swimming pool is just not that important. Your family's safety should come first. That seems like a given. And then take care of your home, secure your property as best you can. And if you need to get out, go ahead and get out. After that, then we can talk about your pool. You can replace property, but you can't replace people. Number two, prepare for the storm. You need to make sure that you have stable food, water, and fuel. Don't go crazy though. You don't need to be a hoarder and just wipe out all of the grocery stores. Just take care of your family. Now comes the safety part of this particular segment. For the safety of yourself, your home, and your neighbors for that matter, put away anything that could become an airborne projectile. This goes for grills, lawn chairs, outdoor furniture of any kind, anything basically that is in your yard that the winds could pick up and throw through a window or basically just become a projectile and hurt someone. Potted plants, tables, the list goes on. I'm sure you get it. If you can help it, don't put any of these items in your pool. There are several people that put the lawn furniture, such as tables and chairs, in the pool. That is not a good idea if you can avoid it. Definitely don't put anything like a grill in your pool because that is going to open up a whole host of issues when you go to clean up your pool after the storm. With that being said, if you don't have any other choice, go ahead and put the patio furniture in your pool. Just know that you're going to be dealing with some rust and some metal issues in your pool water after the storm. Here's something that you definitely want to do though. Go ahead and put in extra chemicals, especially chlorine. You want to get that as high as possible without going crazy. So go ahead and do that now before the storm hits. This is going to make the cleanup after the storm a lot easier. Number three, this is something that we talk about all the time, and it doesn't really matter if it's a hurricane or a really bad rain. Do not drain your pool. Don't do it. And this means before, during, or after the storm. Don't drain your pool. There's a couple of reasons why, and let's go over those right now. For most of Florida, and especially if you have a really bad rain or storm surge like we're going to talk about here in a minute, the ground is already saturated with water. If you try to drain your pool, you're going to get something called hydrostatic pressure, which is essentially going to take your pool like a boat and push it up out of the ground. This is called a float or a pop. When you pop your pool out of the ground or you float your pool out of the ground. And it is very difficult and expensive to fix once you do that. You don't want to do that. Now let me address what a lot of people say. Well, Derek, if I don't drain my pool, it's going to overflow. That's fine. Let it overflow. Here's the second argument that I get. Well, Derek, it's going to overflow and it's going to flood my house. Here is a solution to that problem, if it is a problem at all. You can build a sandbag wall between your swimming pool and your house. You can build a wall so that when the water comes over, it can go around your house. So build a sandbag wall if that is an issue, and in 99.9% of the cases, it is not an issue if the pool and the backyard is built right. I'm talking about grades here. Most new homes are done properly. If you are in an area that is prone to flooding or storm surge, where you've got a couple of feet where the ocean level is raising up to 10 feet, and it's projected for Hurricane Ian to be anywhere between 3 and 10 feet in some areas, it's really not going to matter that much anyway, depending on how far above ground your house and your pool is sitting, because that water is just going to come up and it's going to flood everywhere. So draining your pool is just not a good idea. Number 4, very frequently asked question, and that is, should I turn my pump off? Well, the answer is yes and no. Let me go over the no first. You should keep your equipment running for as long as you possibly can. This is going to keep your water running. This is going to keep your filter filtering and keep those chemicals mixed up in your water. Now, this is going to help for after the storm passes. However, if you are in one of those floodplains, or you're going to get storm surge that is going to flood your yard and potentially put your equipment, your pump, your electrical stuff underwater, or you're anticipating getting some electrical surges, you're going to want to turn your pump off. Just go ahead and throw the breaker to your whole pad. You don't want your pump to be trying to run while it's underwater. This seems kind of obvious. And if you just don't know, say that you are bugging out, you're packing up, you're leaving, go ahead and flip the breaker so that your equipment isn't running. You don't want to fry that and run the risk. Now, yes, it might cost a little bit extra to get your pool cleaned up, but like I said, tip number 1, you and your family are more important than your stinking pool. Get out if you can, flip the breaker, and you run less risk of damaging your equipment if you just turn it off and bug out. But if you're staying put and you don't have those risks that I just spoke about, go ahead and leave it running. And this is whether you are facing Hurricane Ian or whether you are just facing a really bad storm in some other part of the country. These tips are very good for you to know. Tip number 5, listen to your local municipality. Most areas in Florida have zones where they will say, in this zone you need to evacuate, and it is a mandatory evacuation. I would take that seriously. Florida residents, they're very kind of blasé about, hurricanes coming, but if your local government is saying get out, you might want to heed that warning, and your pool is an afterthought. It really is. After you have taken care of your family, if you're bugging out, you've gotten everything that you need to leave, then based on the recommendations that I have just given you, then you can go ahead and make a plan for your pool. But make a plan for yourself and your family first. That includes putting up all of the furniture like I mentioned in one of the earlier tips. You don't want to create a situation where your neighbors that are staying put are having to deal with projectile objects that are blowing out of your backyard. That's just not a good thing. So take care of all of that before you bug out before the storm hits. As of the recording right now, Hurricane Ian is about 500 miles wide and is expected to be a Category 2 hitting the Tampa area, give or take a couple of hundred miles, because the cone is extremely wide. that could change at a moment's notice because we just don't know. I am looking at the models daily because we're in Jacksonville right now living on a boat. That's where my studio is, and we are expected to be hit by kind of the aftermath as it goes across the state. So I'm looking at these models daily, and we are looking at a storm surge of anywhere between 3 and 8 feet. So look at those, and if you need some resources, I'm going to try to link those in the description below. Governor DeSantis said that you should go to floridadisaster.com/get-a-plan so that you can plan for what you need to do to get ready for this storm. Again, I've given you a lot of good tips to take care of your pool, but mostly it is take care of yourself. Make sure that you are taken care of and you and your family are safe. With that being said, I will see you on the other side of the storm. Peace.